Hey guys, welcome to the Sunday market breakdown where I'll be going over pairs I have on watch ahead for next week. But before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to every single person that has liked, commented, and subscribed to the channel. You guys are amazing, and I just want to say thank you. I have five pairs on watch for the week ahead. I'll be kicking things off with euro pounds. So starting on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see that the trend has been to the upside. However, we've come into this consolidation that we've been since 2016. So the question is, are we at the key value area where we could see the next phase, which is the next impulse, either to the upside or to the downside? So with where we are, we can start seeing structure. We're drawing some structures in on the monthly time frame. So with this, we came into a level of support where price reacted from we moved higher, reacted the second time we moved higher, and then the third time we also had a reaction and moved higher. However, we weren't able to break out of this high and just continue that momentum or even get to that high. Price came close with this week and then just dropped to the downside. So it gives us an indication that there wasn't enough momentum to continue that play to the upside. So in this case, we've been getting a decline, we've been selling to the downside, at least back to this level where we could get enough volume to move higher. Last week, price came very close to that level. We had a double bottom around this level here where price came very close to and we had a reaction. But the question is this enough to continue this phase to the upside? That's the question. And if I'm to answer, I don't think this is the level where we get that reaction from. Because in order for price to we see a change in trend or a continuation in trend in this case, continuation to the upside, we have to break structural low, and in this case we haven't. Price came very close, missed it by few pips, and then we just started seeing that retracement to the upside. So in that case, I'm just gonna put this dollar sign here as a sign of liquidity, just to remind myself that liquidity has not been taken yet, and we could well see reaction coming off this level. So if that's the case now, we can start moving to the daily time frame to drawing structures where we could see price turn around and continue that move to the downside. Hopefully to come back to these lows where we could tag, get more volume to continue moving higher. So in this case, I had this level drawn on here in December where price reacted from. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame so we can get very clear on things. So on the 4 hour time frame, very clearly this level price reacted off this level. We had the first reaction, we had the second reaction, and I think in December I was able to capitalize on this move to the downside around this level because we had a reaction, pull back a little bit, and I was able to sell to this level for 3%. I made 3% on this trade. So in this case, price was here, consolidated, accumulated, moved higher, and we just see price last week. All price was doing was just moving higher, coming back down, moving higher, coming back down. And when we get this sort of price action, we know that it's a sign of exhaustion. Price is exhausted and trying to come lower. So in this case, it's trying to ascend and find levels where it could get volume to continue to the downside. So if we look left, very clearly there's enough volume around this level because we've been seeing selling pressure. We came to this level, price sold, came to this level, price sold. And then let's just put a trend line there. So price came to that level. We've been stalling now. We got to that level. Broke out, came back into structure. And right now, price has just been sorry, excuse me. Price has just been stalling around this level, yeah, around the zone. So we can clearly see we know why, because there is another level that has a higher volume than where we are at the moment, which is this level. Why? Because this was the level that was able to break structure. Here's the structure. This was the structural low that we formed back here around 0.838 level. So we've broke structure from this point because we had this selling pressure around this level. price reacting off that level. We came very close to that level, very close. We couldn't break out. We had the retracement, and this consolidation, this pullback, had enough momentum to break this level. Sorry, throat is quite dry because of the winter in the UK. So bear with me. So we came down to this level of support here, broke out of that level, and since then we've just been moving. We've just been trading to the downside. So in this case, we can just put here with the test to break of structure, BOS. Okay. So this was the break of structure where we had support, price broke, and then that's where price is currently playing out. So around this level, there's enough momentum to continue to the downside. However, how I'm looking to play this one is just to wait on. Let me just use the trend line and draw this in. Okay, a little bit. Yep. All right. So how I'm looking to play this is very simple. Prices prices are our level of interest where we could see that continuation to the downside. However, you have to be careful with your entry because this is areas where price could easily tag you in. You're happy that price is moving lower, goes higher, take out your stop loss before we get that commitment to the downside. So in this case, how I'm looking to play this is just, let's go to 4 hour time frame so we'll see what is happening. All right, so how I'm looking to play this round two is to get price, take out liquidity around this resistance, break out of the structure, come back down, and then if we get any form of pullback, any form of correction, I'll be happy to get involved in the selling, get involved in the short to take price back to this monthly level of support. So if we go back to the monthly time frame, we can see that this level has not liquidity has not been taken. And if that's the case, price is not ready. There is not enough volume or momentum to say this is the point where we get a turnaround and price just continue moving higher. So in that case, price has to come back down here, take out liquidity, and hopefully we start getting that continuation to the upside, following the overall trend of this pair. So we have a bit of short-term selling on our hands. So if that's the case, like I said, I will not be interested in any form of retracement candle, even if we start getting rejection of this level. I will wait for price to break out of structure, come back down, form a consolidation, any form of consolidation, correction, pullback, and then I get involved. So if we get a flat flag such as this, entry will clearly be just, yeah, I'll wait on the retracement candle. My stop loss will be a little bit above that level, just to be very safe. We could get 15%. If this is a flat flag, we'll get 14, 15%. And I'll be looking to take this lower. So that will be the play on Euro Pound. I'm very short on Euro Pound going into this week. And the idea was just to play the move back at this level of support we had on the monthly time frame to take out liquidity and then continue the overall trend to the upside. So when it comes to choosing a bias, like I have done, I go from the monthly time frame to the weekly time frame to the daily for hour just to get an overview of what the market is doing and then get a bias of it. So from analyzing from the monthly, I've been able to see that even though the overall trend is to the upside, the overall trend has been to the upside, we are most likely going to get a short-term sales because of where we are in price action. Understanding the market and just taking a story out of what the market, taking a message out of what the market is showing us, it's going to turn things around for your trading. So when you look at chart, don't just look at candles and just say, oh, this is double top, this is inverse hammer candle, this is retracement candle, this is bearish candle, and then I'm going to buy. Understand what the market is telling you, build a story from higher time frames going into lower time frames, and then deciding if you're going to buy or sell. So that's my analysis on Euro Pound. I'm very short, and we'll be looking to take this play to the downside going into next week. So the next on my list is pound Swiss. This one is pretty straightforward. We'll be starting on the monthly time frame. Very clearly, the trend is to the downside. That's it. We are selling. Let's go to the weekly time frame to start building structure. All right. So we came to this level. We reacted of this level. Price came there for the second time. We had a sell off. However, we couldn't break this low here. Let me just mark that in. Price couldn't take out that low. And that was the reason why we came close. Price moved higher back to that same level where we had the sell off. Reacted of that level, and then we got the momentum to break that level of support. Again, we also have this internal level of support here. What happened? Price came very close. We couldn't break it, and then we started retracing higher. So in this case, price is trying to find levels or create volume for itself. In this case, just like we did here, price came to that level, came very close, couldn't take out this low, and we started moving higher. Now we've been correcting, consolidating at this point for a while. This was in August 2024. We got into this level of consolidation, and this is where we've been. So zooming in, we can see a bit of resistance. We had resistance, price reacted, price came very close to that level for the second time. We couldn't take that high. We sold, and then for the third time, price came to that level, took out liquidity. I'll just put the sign, the dollar sign here. We took our liquidity here. Price took our liquidity with this week. We had a sell off, price came lower, and then we've just been, reacting off this level. We came back down, we came back up, sorry, had a double top, reacted, and we dropped. However, we are sitting at this level of support around here on the daily time frame. We've got to this level of support where price is waiting to get a message from the market if this is a reversal to move higher, or this is just going to be a pullback for price to continue the trend to the downside. So if that's the case, which I'm leaning more towards, let's zoom in on the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour, okay, yep, on the 4 hour time frame, we are sitting at this level of support coming from the daily and weekly time frame. Price is stalling, is just consolidating at this point. So it's just giving me an indication that we could just be waiting. You know, we are waiting for the next momentum, the next correction to continue that move lower. So we can see that this low bettered this high. We can mark that in. Okay, to choose the wrong two. Yep. Using the trend line, this low bettered this low here bettered this high. We can pull liquidity at that point now. Put dollar sign as a sign of liquidity, expecting that we could get this retracement back. Price is trying to find volume. If that's the case, we have a bit of volume around this level. We had support here. We had price coming to this level, forming a consolidation correction, pull back to this level, and then we had this sell off. So this is a level where we could see price weaken to or coming to next week, and then we could get that continuation lower. So how I'm looking to play this, I'm very bearish on pound Swiss. How I'm looking to play this is just to be patient. Going into next week, this is not going to be ready. At least probably we'll get this probably Wednesday or Tuesday. So I'm going to be very patient with pound Swiss. I'll be waiting for a push up to this level where we could get a reaction of, and I'll see what happens. So if we get a very nice bearish close, I'm happy to take the risk entry, sell, put my stop loss just after the close of the candle, and then my stop loss will just be um above that level, looking to sell and take this move to the downside. So for 5%, it's good. This is on a 34.6 pips stop loss. We could get a tighter stop loss, depends on what the market provides us. I'll be willing to get in on a risk entry if we get a very nice candle close. If we don't, again, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. If we don't, I will. It's very simple. My entry criteria is very simple. If we don't, we come to this level, we break out, we come back into structure, I'll be happy waiting on the flag. If we get a flag, I'm going to get involved. I'll be selling. Oh, yep. I'll be selling this correction consolidation to the downside. So if we go back and see what happens, like what happened here, we had the sell off, we had price create a consolidation, a flat flag. My entry, if we get this, my entry would just be this, get a nice confirmation candle, stop loss just above that level, you know, put my stop loss just above that level and happy to take this move to the downside. So if I just use this to mimic what happens, what we are expecting to happen going into next week, let me just take this price action. Yep. Yep. So if we get this sort of reaction of this level, price retracing to this level, forming a nice consolidation just here, I'll be happy to, you know, selling at this point. My stop loss just a bit above that level and happy to take this move lower. So that's my play on pound shares. This one is very simple, straightforward. This is my area of interest where I'm expecting price to react from. You know, the market sometimes we could just wake up on Sunday, we see price doing this. It happens. So if that's the case, there's no entry for me. It's as simple as that. But if we do this, then I'm happy to get involved on the sales to the downside. So pound shares, I'm shorting it going into next week. Moving on to NZD card, starting on the monthly time frame. This one we have this level of resistance here, price reacted off from, and we've just been moving lower. However, this is not the cleanest or the most pretty price action. Why? Because the impulse is there, but the pullback is also there. So we've been getting impulse and price reacting, pulling back very deep. The pullback has been very deep, making this price action a bit more, it's looking very messy. So in this case, as much as it's messy, it's still very much tradable because when it moves, it trends, and when it goes higher, it goes higher. So it's just a thing of pattern separation when it comes to this kind of pair. It's this one to be dicey. So let's move into the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we are at levels where price could move higher. You know, we had this level of support drawn. I was watching to see what we get. So at this point here, we could see that we had a bit of reaction of this level because price came to that level, formed a doji, and then the next week we had candle just bearish candle just smash out of that level of supports, and then the next level of interest is going to be this one just around this point here, 0.79 level. So on the daily time frame, since we are expecting price to tag this level of support, we could see that, you know, this level, this previous level of support price is pulling back and we are currently consolidating at the moment. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, let's go to the 4 hour time frame so we can see the candles better. All right, so price came into this level, and since then we've just been stalling at this point. We've created a bit of resistance at this point that's, you know, been holding. It's been holding for a while now. You know, we had the resistance at 0.80 level, reacted one, price came very close to that level again, couldn't quite get there. Then we got there for the second time and price is just sitting at that point at the moment. So how I'm looking to play this is just a question of, since we are expecting price to tag this level of support, we could quickly very nicely get that sell to the downside. But again, the question is this the level where price could react from and we get that sell to the downside? You know, you could say, oh, we have levels up here where there's volume where price could react from. But I personally don't think, or even if we do, it's just a matter of seeing if my entry criteria is not broken. If we get it, I'm going to get involved. If we don't, then of course I'm going to be hands off from NZD card. I will not be trading this. So how I'm looking to play this is just, this is level of resistance we come into. I'll be waiting for, you know, we are reacting of this level last week. This we had this 1 hour close, but I'm not really paying attention to it because again, I personally would like to see price come up, take our liquidity, and then come back into structure and then give us a bit of pullback. Then I will be interested in playing this move lower. So this is my play on NZD card. I'm not interested in saying I want to take a risk entry or let's say Sunday opening. I'm going to be putting my entry just there and my stop loss below this level and then looking to sell back at this low. It's possible the market could just start selling off, but personally, it's not my style. So, what I'll do is just wait on more confirmation. Given where we are sitting currently, this is a level of support. Even though we are trading beneath that level, we could quite see price, moving higher to other levels where we had a bit of reaction of the market, before we continue that move to the downside. So in this case, how I'm looking to play this, like I've said, is just wait on the break of structure. If we get price, coming up here to take our liquidity and then coming back into structure and giving us a continuation flag, I'll be happy to get involved. If that's not the case, I'm not going to be trading NZ card. I'm not interested in the buys as well because again the trend has been to the downside. So personally, I'll be waiting on the sales just to play the trend. Get this. If we get this, lovely. My stop loss will just be below this level. Yep. Well, I'll just probably put it out. We could get away with 9 pips, 8 pips, depending on the consolidation or correction we get. And then looking to play this back at this point first for 6%, and then back at this lows for around 10%. So this one I think everybody should have NZD card on their watch list going into this week because this one we could just see, just like what happened here, price could just smash down to the downside. So this one is one of those pairs where when price gets to a level of interest, we get a reaction of it. So if that's the case, we get this. This is very nice play to this down to this zone and then back to this level of support here. It's around 16%. So NZD card very bearish going into next week. I'll be looking to play this move to the downside. So on Euro USD, we are currently sitting at the level of support where price came into, broke out, went back into structure just to get more volume to finally clear that low. So this is where we are currently at the moment. And if we correlate it with the DSY, it's just the opposite of euro dollar. So in this case, we are sitting at a level of resistance. Price was able to pull back, break out, and this is where we're currently at. So if this correlates with the dollar, we are expecting a push lower on DXY. Given where we are currently, we've broken out. And in order for us to continue that trend to the upside, we need a well-developed structure, a well-developed flag. So in this case, this is the lows that I'm expecting price to come into. And if that's the case, we've already been seeing rejection of this level on the 4-hour time frame. And this is where price is currently sitting at the moment. So if we get that rejection of this level, we could see DXY selling next week. So if that's the case, if it's selling, euro dollar will be doing the opposite, which is going to be moving to the upside. So how I'm looking to play this is just very simple. I am not interested in getting on a risk entry on the 1 hour time frame because of how large this structure is. So this consolidation or correction is, we are clearly seeing it on the 4 hour time frame. So it's not ideal to get involved on the 1 hour time frame with just any candle or any retracement candle. So I've been waiting on a very strong candle close on the 4 hour time frame. If we get this, I'm happy to buy this pair, stop loss just a bit below this level. We could get 26.5 pips off from that level and then tag this high. So again, let's go to DSY. If we are expecting DSY to sell up to this level, euro dollar can well off go higher from this level. So if that's the case, this is 6.8%, which is really nice. So if this happens, I'm happy to take that to the upside. But on the 1 hour time frame, I'm not really interested in any form of pullback or retracement candle because you could get tagged in. You see any candle you're happy, you get tagged in and tagged out very quickly. So a 4 hour candle close is much stronger than the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candle. So I'll be waiting on the 4 hour candle close to get involved on euro dollar. So that's my play on euro dollar going into next week. I'm very bullish and I'll be happy to buy this pair going into next week. Okay, Swiss yen. This one is the last on my list and starting on a monthly time frame, just like I've been doing with other pairs, the trend has been to the upside. We've been trending higher. We came into this level of resistance where we were expecting price to react from. Instead, we broke out, used it as support and continue moving higher. So currently, pound Swiss yen is at a level where we can't look left. Looking left is just like when we were at this point. We could say, "Oh, this is a resistance level where price could react from." In this case, we've broken out and price is trading at an area where there's no past data. So right now, the only way we are able to analyze this pair is using current data, current structure, and just trying to gauge if you're going to buy or if you're going to sell. So this one is a bit tricky because when you don't have past data to help guide you, it's a bit dicey because price could do anything. It could just start going higher. It could just start coming lower. So this one you have to be careful with it. But how I'm looking to play pound Swiss is just this high is just the highest point price has ever gotten to, and then this is just the low. So currently we've just been inside of this sort of consolidation or region. So at this point here, we had a sell-off price reacted of this level. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see that this was a double top formed. Price just started selling after this double top formation. We sort of had a deep pullback, had a deep pullback, and we are currently sitting at this level of support that has been broken. So when the support has been broken, of course, we expect it to become a level of resistance where price could react from and continue to move to the downside. So if this is the next point of inflation where we could see a reaction of, I'm happy to get involved in the short term sales or long term sales, whatever the market provides to this point here. So the entry criteria on this one, we're already forming a bit of um bearish flag. We have a bit of we can put this here. We have volatility at this point for people that sold at this point. So last week we had this candle close on the 1 hour. So what I expect is for price to come up, take out this liquidity just above this level, break out of the structure. If we do that, take out liquidity and continue moving lower. So this is my play on pound Swiss. Let's just go back and see what price did here. It's almost looking the same with what we currently have right now. This price action here. If I use this to take it off so we can see. All right, okay, let me just take this off and then take it back to this point here. You can see how similar this is to this past price action. So if that's the case, we come up to this level from a double top. I'm happy to get it, and then we get a nice close on the 1 hour. The question is, why are you willing to take a 1 hour retracement candle on this pair, and you aren't willing to take a 1 hour confirmation candle on euro dollar? The thing is, just the difference is just the size of the correction. This one, the impulse matches the size of this correction. It's not so big. It's clear on the 4 hour, but it's even clearer on the 1 hour. The consolidation matches the impulse that we have. So I'm happy to get a risk entry on this one. So if we get a nice candle close here, inverted hammer candle, I'm happy to get involved, or even a nice candle close, I'll be happy to get involved. Stop loss just a little bit above that level and looking to play this move to the downside. So in this case, if we get in on a 35.8 pips stop loss, we could get 8.9% on this trade. We could even get tighter stop loss, depends on the price action around this area. So we'll see what happens next week. But I'm very bullish. Sorry, bearish on pound Swiss, and I'm just looking to continue that move back to this next level of support. So that's my analysis on pound. Sorry, what am I saying? Pound Swiss on Swiss yen. for next week. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the midweek market review.